Contractors, if I told you it only took 100 days to get amazing at something, let's call it lead generation, right? Generating juicy, high ticket, middle to high end remodel jobs with 35 to 40% gross margins on fixed price jobs. If I told you all it took was 100 days of your commitment, of your effort, what would you say? Would you say, okay, that sounds pretty reasonable. I think I could commit to doing something for 100 days. Well, let me pause for a second. If I told you that what you needed to do was put in a consistent daily effort, an input that does not return you anything for those 100 days, would you still do it? And so I'm making this video because I just recently heard this quote that basically said, if you commit to doing something for 100 days at a time and you choose to iterate on the thing that you're doing by at least 1%, meaning that you're improving, you're evolving by 1% every single day for the next 100 days, that wouldn't be a 10% improvement over a 100-day period. That wouldn't be a 20% improvement. That would be a 100% improvement if you're improving your efforts by 1% over a 100-day period. That's freaking huge. And so let me make this a practical example, contractors. What if you wanted to generate a ton of new business for your company and you didn't want to spend a single dollar doing it? But what you did want to do is just get your voice out in front of more people that could refer you business. So I talk about this a lot with my contractors who are doing more than $2 million in sales. And I tell them one of the best ways that they can generate business without really having to do any sort of online advertising is by scraping a list of realtors, designers, architects, loan officers, financial advisors. I mean, it really just kind of depends, but like who it is that you want to target. But my favorite two are designers and realtors. If I were to go on realtor.com and I were to scrape a list of realtors in, say, the San Diego area, and I were to call these realtors, make 100 outreach attempts every single day, whether they answer the phone or don't answer the phone, I'm just dialing every single day 100 different realtors, 100 unique ones, right? And all I'm setting out to do for the next 100 days is just gather information about these people and figure out ways that I, as a general contractor, can serve these realtors so that in turn they could refer me business. Now, the intention isn't necessarily to get business after the first week, second week, third week of doing it, but the intention is, I need to angle this camera better. The intention is to figure out a way to genuinely provide these realtors value so that they see, oh shoot, this guy actually wants to help me. How can we figure out a win-win situation to where I can help him, he can help me? And so the thing is that what is required in order to get this done is a commitment from you. It's going to require you to do something that is not fun, it's not sexy. It's, again, it's going to require your time and your commitment to pick up the phone and dial and dial and dial and dial and dial. The same thing applies for content. And a lot of contractors will say like, oh, like I see a lot of different contractors. They've almost become like these like borderline celebrities. They have like 80,000, 100,000, 150,000 followers. And I really want to model my business after them. Check out their website. Here's their before and after and all this type of stuff. And so what I see a lot of contractors do is they try and model outcomes instead of modeling inputs. Pause that for a second. Like go back and re-listen to what I just said. Most contractors try and model outcomes instead of modeling inputs. Let's talk about what that means practically. A lot of contractors that I've spoken with and have worked with and are currently working with, to be honest, I've heard them say things to this sentiment where it's like, this guy has a really cool website. I want to model my website after their website. Okay, well, what is your intention with doing so? You understand that like this guy has the website that he has because he has content outside of the website that brings people to the site. Now, you don't have any content at all, but you want a really nice website that people can eventually land on. But how are you getting the traffic in the first place? Well, people don't know who you are, and you don't know of a way to generate traffic to get people over to your website so they can convert into opportunities or leads. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't look at well, I guess you could, but it would be like the equivalent of looking at a bodybuilder and seeing that he's benching, 450 pounds, which I know, crazy. But seeing that and being like, oh, dude, I want to be that guy. And so then, therefore, I must start benching 450 pounds as well if I want to be like him. That's not how it works. You need to first start benching, 100 pounds or 120 pounds or 150 pounds. And you need to get 1% better every single day so that you can learn what needs to be tweaked to eventually get to that point. And also, your outcome is not going to look like that contractor's outcome. And the reason why is because you guys are not the same person. And so if you stop obsessing over how you should be or how things should be based on what you see online and all these comparisons that you're making, your life will get a lot easier. Running your construction business is going to get a lot easier. But most importantly, you will actually start to see true growth within your business because you're just focusing on doing the boring work and the boring inputs that lead to eventual outputs. But if you can't survive, or if you can't stomach the idea of doing something boring, painfully boring, for at least 100 days, and you make excuses and you say, well, I have jobs to manage, I have crews to run, we have a bigger operation, we have a good amount of employees, I still need to take care of payroll and all of this stuff. Guys, that's fine. I'm not saying that you just stop running your business, but people make time for the things that they deem as important. And if you don't deem certain revenue generating activities within your business to be important because you don't see a quick payoff and your time is worth more, then you're going to get outrun by the guy who just has a little bit more grit, hunger, and pain tolerance than you do. What's the alternative? Is it paying someone a ton of money so that you feel better about the fact that okay, now maybe something's going to change? You are in control of your construction business's fate, of your construction business's destiny. You're in choice. Everything that you do today leads to some sort of a return tomorrow. Now, whether it's a positive return or a negative return, I can't say. Only you know that. But if you focus on the activities that increase the likelihood that you will make a return, you're better off than not doing anything at all. And so contractors, I'm making this video for all the guys who are thinking, oh shoot, I really want to make a significant change within my business and I want to add more revenue to my business. I just had 2 messages come in from our partner contractors that I'm working one-on-one with. They've been with me just for the last few months. 2 messages that I read again. And these messages, they brought so much joy to my heart because, and we're talking about lead generation and deal generation, pipeline revenue growth and all that stuff, right? Bringing more remodel contracts, bringing more custom home building contracts into your company. You know what they said? I told them a few weeks ago, go out. This is who you need to talk to. This is the frequency of you need to talk to them. This is the types of meetings you need to set up with them. And I get 2 messages from both of these guys, completely different states. And they're like, I did what you told me to do. And we have meetings on the calendar. I just got plans. We're bidding plans. Things are moving. And it's been a week. Imagine what could happen, what you could create within a 100-day period. Take a second to imagine it, think about it, and as you're thinking about it, maybe subscribe to this channel. If you got value from it, like the video and share it with a contractor friend. But guys, please start prioritizing what inputs you put into your construction business so that you can get the return, so you can get the output and actually hit the goals that you want to hit at the end of the year. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.